Welcome to the channel. I am Ladewaybac, and today, to wrap up my week with Chipp Zanuff, I'm going to show you what I've learned and how to win with this character. Chipp, like Melia Rage, takes more damage than other characters do, but to make up for that, he has a high amount of speed and the ability to triple jump. Keep in mind with Chipp, there are plenty of combo routes, but I'll be going over the ones I use and find most effective. Starting out, we're going to go over Chipp's Light Punch, Standing Light Punch, and Crouching Light Punch, which is able to hit multiple times, either one. And it's good to get out of things like frame traps, or if you're trying to mash out of a situation. And it can also be cancelled into Forward Light Punch, which can then be cancelled into an Alpha Blade or into his Rekkas. Next up, we have Standing Kick and Crouching Kick. Standing Kick can hit multiple times and can also be cancelled into a Crouching Kick, which then can be cancelled into a sweep. And when we sweep our opponent, we want to use our Alpha Blade, or we can use the Rekkas instead. Also, Crouching Kick is great to set up a tick throw. Next up, we're going to go over Crouching Slash. Now, Crouching Slash has a good distance to it, and we always want to follow it up with a Crouching Heavy Slash, as this will be our main combo starter. And we have a few options to do out of this. We have a combo where we could put our opponent through the wall, or we can have a setup off of, flipping off of the wall, or just something in general to push them towards the wall. First up, we have the combo that puts the opponent through the wall. So we're going to do the Crouching Slash into the Crouching Heavy Slash, and then go into Alpha Blade, the diagonal version. And then we're going to do a Light Kick, a dash, and then multiple light punches. As you can see, this combo is very easy to do, and you get some decent damage off of it. Next, we have the combo that's going to lead to our wall run setup. So after the light kick, just like the last combo, after the light kick, instead of doing the light punches afterwards, we're going to do a heavy slash, which will look like this. And then after the heavy slash, we're going to do a light kick and then a sweep afterwards. And then that's where we're going to run onto the wall right after the sweep. And in case your opponent blocks after that, after the jumping heavy, hold on there. We can dash and do another, and then go into our sweep and get the wall splat. And we can also use the horizontal Alpha Blade to switch sides. And if you're wondering how to go off of the wall, when you do your your Alpha Blade, just hold the button. Either one will do. And also, if you're in other situations, you can do it if you're just running at the wall. So if your opponent jumps over you, you'll just run up the wall instead. And let's say you just want to push your opponent towards the corner, and you're not sure that you're going to have the wall to use to your advantage, so you could just follow up with a Gamma Blade instead, and run and be right on top of your opponent again. And lastly, if your opponent is closer to the wall, then and not mid screen, you can use slash instead of light kick for a different kind of combo. And that'll do more damage, but be sure that you're closer towards the wall. So be aware where you are on the stage. Next up, we have close slash. Now, with close slash, typically you want to end with a crouching slash into the crouching heavy slash. And although it may look the same, you won't be able to get the same combo. At least you won't be able to get the wall setup combo, as you can't hit them with a jumping heavy slash. But you will be able to hit them with the light punch combo. And also you can add in a dust attack after the light kick. And as you can see, they stand up quicker, so you will be able to get the wall splat if you do a light kick and a sweep. Next up is far slash. Now this is a good tool to start off the round with, as you're right in range of them. And depending on matchup, depending on the matchup, that's the thing you're going to want to go to. Or you can start with a forward light punch if they have something that'll attack you first. So typically, I'd say this is one of our best neutral options, as you can space out your opponent very well with it. So be sure to do some back dashes, go forward, find the right time to land it, and you want to follow it up with the Rekkas or the Alpha Blade. Next up, we have heavy slash. Now, standing heavy slash, I can't really find many good uses for it. I never really use it. I can't find anything that could go along with it much. Nothing really combos into it. If unless you're just doing a close slash into a heavy, then yeah, it will do more damage. But other than that, well, there is one use for it. Let me show you here. Because when you get a counter hit, it does leave them in a pretty long counter stage. So you can do stuff like this, and all of that will combo together. So here's a full combo for that. Hold on. So some pretty decent damage, but other than fishing for counter hits, I wouldn't really use it. And for a crouching heavy, if you're using it as an anti-air, here's a combo that you can do after you land that. You want to run up a little bit and catch them on the close slash. Now, forward heavy slash or 6 heavy slash is a good way to fish for counters, and also a pretty effective anti-air, especially if you're reading the opponent's jump. So let's say your opponent's gonna jump, you could throw it out and get a combo off of it. Or if you get the counter hit, you get a really good combo with some very good damage. Now, a very important thing about your forward heavy slash, or at least the combo afterwards, is you're gonna want to delay the 2 heavy slash, the crouching heavy slash. Because if you don't, well, I'll show you what it looks like if you don't do that. You'll just whiff when you try to go for the spin or a kick. So what you want to do is delay it. Delay the low heavy slash, and then you can do your follow-ups. So very important to delay. I'll show you again. The too heavy. Let them fall a little bit before you do it. Now for fishing for counter hits, what we want to do is do our close slash and then our forward heavy slash afterwards. So right now we have Kai doing a jump after we hit him. So a lot of situations you'll find like you'll have an opponent that's really good at blocking, so you want to throw out the command throw, but he keeps jumping and then countering and punishing you for it. So what you do is you do the forward heavy slash and it'll hit him when he tries to jump. And then you do your basic combos afterwards. Now, for the counter hit, that'll be if they were to hit a button. So we have him jabbing us afterwards. And then we get our combo. But remember to delay. Okay, let's try that again. There we go, just like that. And as you can see, that's a lot of damage. Next up, we have our air normals. We'll start with kick. Kick can hit you twice in the air. You could even do it twice, especially if you dash at them, and then both hits will hit. You could even cancel the first hit into a dash. And next we have our down kick, which is the most important move that Chipp has, because you can do it multiple times because you are very plus on this. So you can just abuse your opponent like that, or it could even combo together with a low kick and a sweep. As you see, that was 5 hits, so it all connected together. Or you could even run and grab afterwards, and you can do the same things off a block because you're still plus on hit and block. So go for your grabs or go for the low hits. Here, I'll show you what it looks like with guard. So even if they're blocking, you can still get a very quick grab or go for the low, or even go for a tick throw. So be sure to abuse this move, and don't be so predictable with it. You can double jump and do it, or you can even triple jump, or fall a little bit and then do it. So 1, 2, 3, do it, or 1, 2, 3, delay, do it. Switch it up on your opponent so they're not effectively anti-airing you. Next we have jumping slash. Now our jumping slash is pretty much like a spin move, and we can use that to hit on the opposite side of our opponent if we're going for a little mix up here and there. And a really good effective use of this is for air to airs, as you can get a very good combo off of it. And as you can see, I delayed that, so don't forget about the delay. The delay is very important. This is what it looks like without the delay. You won't be able to hit, so be sure to delay this. Next up we have jumping heavy. Now we can use the heavy the same way as the spin for like the air to air combo, but I would stick to the spin because it's more consistent and it's faster. But I'll show you what it looks like. So yeah, basically the same thing, but yeah, just stick to the spin for the air to airs. Or you can even do it with the kick too, as the kick does come out quicker, so you could go kick to spin. Well, let me show you when it connects. There we go. Now also an effective use for the jumping heavy is to cancel it, because it's 2 hits. So we do have it is a good way to get your combos out, because it's 2 hits and it'll bring you closer to the ground so you can do a combo afterwards. But one of my favorite uses for it is since it hit 2 hits, your opponent won't know if he should block or not if you're doing things like this, canceling it and then going to the down K. So this is effective, so be sure to use this a lot. And if they're getting used to that, that's when you just let it go together and then combo afterwards. And for a jumping punch, just use this to finish combos, as you can't cancel it. So you can hit it multiple times, but you can't do it immediate dash afterwards. So just use that for combos. Next, on to the special moves. We'll start with the Rekkas, or what is this move called? It's called Risu, or Risu, however you say it. Now, you can do quarter circle forward slash 2 times, and it'll do the initial move and then the low kick afterwards. Now, if your opponent is used to that, you can always go for a overhead, which is the quarter circle forward kick. So be sure to switch it up. You can do all 3, or just do the overhead, or just do the 2. But what's important is you do want to space this out. So you don't want it to just connect. You want to delay it a little bit, so like that. So if your opponent tries to jump or hit a button between that, you'll get a counter hit. Let me show you. So your opponent wants to hit. If you do it too quick, he'll be able to block both. It'll just be an auto block if he's holding the back button. So what you want to do is delay it, and then you'll get the counter. Now let's take this off. Let's take off the guard. Now to the corner. So, well, honestly, you could do it mid-screen too. So if you get the overhead, down slash, down heavy slash, and then you get your combo. Let's do that again, but the finish combo. But be sure that you're close to your opponent when you go for that, because if you're too far away, you won't get the combo afterwards, as he won't reach. Now for the corner, you get a full combo off of that. Well, you could get a full combo mid-screen, but you get the better combo in the corner. And just like that, that's how you use the Rekkas. Now, before we move on, I want to show you what you do when you get the counter hit with the Rekkas. Just do a far slash, and then do it over again. Now in the corner, you can do your wall combo, which is something you want to look for. So let me get rid of these. So let's say you're in the corner and you get the sweep, and you do your Rekkas afterwards. What you want to do is do your Roman cancel, but go up with it. And then you want to run at the wall. Just run straight and you'll go right up the wall. So after that, we're going to do 4 slashes. 4 slashes, and then a heavy slash, and then another heavy slash. And that's how we get our big combo there. Now, keep in mind that with heavier characters like Potemkin, you can get 5 slashes and then do your heavy slash afterwards. Now for Beta Blade, which is our DP, so it is invincible on startup. So if you're being pressured and you're on the ground and your opponent is swarming you, you can just wake up with your Beta Blade and your opponent will be hit by it. And you can also Roman cancel this into a combo. Now, for this combo, you want to also Roman cancel up. And then run, do the slashes, just like our air-to-air combo. So Roman cancel up, run forward, do your slash, then do the dash, and then another slash. So I'll show you again. And that's the optimal combo for Beta Blade. Next up, we have our Alpha Blade, the horizontal and the diagonal versions. Now, the diagonal one will hit behind them, but hit up high. So if they're blocking low, that will hit. And the horizontal version will hit low behind them. So we want to use this for our setups. So I'll show you. I'll just go over some mix-ups that you can do. Well, I'll show you, and you can you go on from there. You can do all sorts of things. So yeah, be sure to remember, you know, our jumping heavy and then our up and then down kick. So do that. You don't even have to hit them first. You can just run up to them, and then after that you want to do the dash. You can let it follow through and then do your sweep afterwards. Or you can go up, tick throw, overhead, whatever you want. Just be sure to mix it up and your opponent will be going wild. But here's my favorite one. This is what I like to do. I like to far slash and go like that, run, do like that. That's my favorite right there. I either do the grab or the tick throw, and that usually catches opponents off guard. Here's a cool trick you can do with horizontal alpha blade. Yes, when you do it and you cancel it, be sure to, when the motion is about to start going forward, just you'll find the right time, and then that's when you do your heavy kick, and you can even get a combo off of that. So neat little trick there. You know, I wouldn't do it too much, maybe like once a set, because your opponent will be used to it by then, but you can catch them by surprise by doing that. And with Alpha Blade, the diagonal version, if your opponent is jumping, you can get a combo off of that. Next we have Gamma Blade, which is the clone. Now this is our projectile. It can go full screen. And what we could do it for is, like, if they're blocking, we can just throw it out, far slash. But be sure to know that your opponent can jab out of that, so do it once or twice before you start mixing it up. But keep in mind that you will take damage if they do hit your clone. See, so you take that full damage. It doesn't work like that in Naruto, but you know, I don't know. That's just how it is. Next up we have our Shuriken. It does a tiny amount of damage and it can be slapped away. Well, let me set the dummy to swing at it. So yeah, it can be swatted away. So if you're looking to get some final damage on your opponent, you could start throwing that out. Or if your opponent is getting used to anti-airing you when you're dashing at them, instead of doing any of the buttons, just do a Shuriken. And it'll switch up the timing and you'll get a free hit. And when you get that free hit, you can just go for a far slash afterwards. Next we have our command throw. Now, the command throw, if you didn't know, will stop your opponent's DP. So right now we have our opponent doing the DP afterwards. And we just throw it out. Oh, let me do that right. And it will stop the DP. So be sure to use that towards your advantage. And let's see here. Okay, let's say your opponent is, well, another good use for it is since the command throw goes forward, you could be hitting your opponent and then do it, like, so if they're guarding and you can't open them up, just throw that out. And if your opponent jumps it, so you're hitting him and you're trying to get the command throw, but he's, oh, hold on, first I gotta make him guard. So you're hitting him and he keeps jumping your command throw, and he's coming down to counter you. So if you're not doing the forward heavy slash and you know you don't expect it, what you can do is you could cancel it and then do an air grab afterwards. Or you don't even have to do the up version. And also you could get a pretty good combo. So we're gonna do, this combo is gonna be like our previous one where we Roman cancel up. So Roman cancel up, slash, slash, combo. So if you need to finish your opponent off, that's what you should do. Next up, I will show you some corner combos that you can do. And for this combo, when we do our close slash, low slash, and then crouching heavy slash, we do our gamma blade afterwards. And then do our low slash and heavy slash again. You can do another gamma blade, or you can also do the alpha blade. And for this combo, we want them to fall a little bit before we do our Rekkas. Now here's a cool combo for Chipp that you can do off of the grab, the basic grab. What we want to do here is Roman cancel up, and then we want to run forward a little and do our jumping slash, but be sure it's a running jumping slash. Lastly, I want to go over Chipp's overdrive. Now, if you need a little more damage and it's just not quite enough to finish your opponent, just hit your Roman cancel and run over to his bouncing body. So he'll do a little bounce, and then you run close to them and do your close slash and down heavy slash, and then your alpha blade. So here's how it will look. So Roman cancel as soon as possible, and get in your little bit of damage in. Typically, I like to use Chipp's overdrive when I have 2 bars a meter, and I just put them through the wall. So like right after the wall break, most of the time your opponent will hit a button, but you know, if they don't and they block it, this is why you need the second meter. You can just cancel and immediately do a far slash afterwards. So if they're approaching you, you can catch them off guard, and that's, if you watch my fight videos, that's something you'll see me do normally. And lastly, I really want to emphasize on mixing your opponent up. So have a regiment that you go through to confuse your opponent. So remember these. Just stuff like that. Always keep your opponent guessing. Just frustrate them, and then look out for DPs, and then punish those DPs. And that is my guide to Chipp Zanuff. Leave a like if this video has helped you in any way, and subscribe for daily fighting game content. Thanks for watching.